welcome. I'm Smita Singh. I am super excited today to talk to you about this lead generation pillar, unlocking the power of open houses, because this is what was a game changer in my business. So today we're going to talk about how open houses can supercharge your lead generation with zero investment. And you heard that right. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I am a real estate agent. I've been in real estate for 4.5 years. And last year I was the GHBA Realtor of the Year in Houston, Texas. And prior to that, I've been an entrepreneur for over 12 years. So my mindset is all about real estate entrepreneur. I'm also, I've done about over $80 million in sales so far, and over 50% of my business has been through open houses. So when I tell you what I'm going to tell you, all the secret sauce, this is practical advice. I'm also a national speaker. I'm a podcaster and a coach and a mentor. And I'm also a contributor to Inman, Huffington Post, Thrive Global, and Success Magazine. So let's get started today. We're going to talk about open houses, but I'm going to tell you, if there is anything that you're going to take away from this training today, it is this. This is your biggest mindset shift. When you go into an open house, you are not there to sell the home. That's it, period, mic drop. I can stop this right now. But here's what it is. When you walk into many agents, when they walk into open houses, all they're thinking is, okay, how am I going to sell this home? What are the features that I need to know in this house that's going to help me get a buyer for this house? That's not what you're doing. Your biggest mindset shift has to be, when you walk into an open house, how do I build my pipeline? I am not there to sell the home. Guys, it is so imperative that you get this, because your whole mindset will shift. I am not there to sell the home. I am there to build a connection. I am there to build my pipeline. And here are the reasons why open houses are key to your success. The first thing is, of course, it is no or low cost. And all that is required is your time and effort. And when I say this, I literally mean it. Last year, I have done an open house almost every weekend, at least about 40 weeks of open houses. And when I walk into an open house, I have spent $0. All I have spent is time and effort. And I'll tell you exactly how much time and how much effort and what effort you need to do before and after. We'll walk you through it. But know that if you are wanting to close in the next 2 months, in the next 3 months, you need to start doing open houses now, because the people that are walking into your open house are highly motivated. Think about it. I have done open houses when it's raining. I've done open houses when it's super hot here in Texas at 100-degree weather. I have done it like any weekend. It does not matter. And a person that is walking into my open house when it is raining, they are super motivated, and I'm not going to let them go. So when a lot of people think that during open houses, there's going to be a lot of looky-loos and they're just coming. Yes, they may walk in and say they're not serious, but really intrinsically, if they are taking time out of their weekend with their family or away from their family and they're walking into an open house, they are highly motivated. And which lead generation pillar will give you straight face-to-face access to a prospect that is highly motivated? It's a no-brainer, open houses. The other thing is that open houses are highly effective for exposure, for visibility, and brand building. I am going to walk you through each part of that, and I'm going to tell you how to structure your open houses so that you get maximum exposure, maximum visibility, and in turn, build a brand. The biggest thing for me that open houses have done is client engagement. When you pick up the phone and do a cold call, or when you're working with Facebook ads, you're working with a prospect that is completely cold. And how many phone calls, how many expired listings get phone calls, or how many buyers get phone calls? How many people keep seeing Facebook ads? With open houses, I get the time one on one with a prospect to build a connection, to build a relationship with them so that that like, know, and trust factor is immediate. Guys, I have had people walk into my open house and that evening they have signed buyer's rep with me. And that Monday, we're going out looking for homes. Is it possible? Absolutely, yes. And yes, I've written contracts within a week from people that I have met at an open house. So this is super important. Going back to our mindset of I am not there to sell a home. I'm there to build a pipeline. And you build a solid pipeline by building a connection with your prospect. And what better way than when they're walking in, you get one-on-one time with them and you're able to build a connection. And I'm going to show you exactly what to do, how to say to build that connection. So let's talk about the first step, the art of procuring desirable listings to host your open house. I hear this all the time. I do an open house boot camp and I hear this all the time. How I'm a single agent, how do I get open houses? I'm not sure where I need to go to get open houses. Well, this is the 3-step process. This is what you're going to do. The first thing, and this is the basis and fundamental of everything that's going to come in terms of visibility and exposure and brand building. The first thing that you're going to do is pick an area and pick a price range. Let's be intentional. If we are spending 3 hours every weekend, or 6 hours, if you do Saturday and Sunday, both days open houses, 6 hours every weekend, let's be super intentional and focused about it, right? So what are we going to do? Let's talk about farming in open houses. And this is what you're going to do. You're going to pick an area and you're going to pick a price range. Say, for example, you don't want to work 10, 15 miles away from your home. That's fine. Let's pick an area that you're the most comfortable with to start off with. And then you pick a price range where you want the price range that you want to sell homes in, or you want your buyers to buy homes in. So for example, if you want to start off with a new area, pick that area and find the listings. Say, for example, you're wanting to get into $1 million sale. Find the listings that are at that price range. Guys, this is critical because if you go and do open houses, yes, I'm going to talk about the structure, but the structure, if the building is shaky, guys, we're in real estate. If the foundation is shaky, the building's not going to last too long. So it's important for all of us to sit down and focus and also create our roadmap. And the first step is to pick an area and pick a price range. That's what you're going to focus on. Now, the next thing is new construction inventory homes. This is the easiest way to get an open house next weekend. If there are new construction homes, and I understand there's not very many areas that have new constructions, but if you have new construction homes being built in your area or around your area, this is the best way, number one, to make a connection with the builder salesperson, the builder, and number two, to get a quick, easy in to do an open house. Here's what happens. If it is a new construction area, the builder salesperson has an inventory, especially this time of the year, they always have inventory. When they have inventory, they are forced to do whatever it takes to sell it quickly because the more number of days it's sitting on the market, it's costing the builder more money. So whoever comes in and tries to help them sell that inventory home, the builder salesperson is going to love you. So what you're going to do is, in the area and the price point that you have decided that you want to focus on, you're going to go into the new construction area, talk to and build a connection with the builder salesperson, and offer them your time. Tell them that, hey, I'm willing to sit here in your inventory home for 3 hours on a Saturday and 3 hours on a Sunday, and I will help you sell this home. Who will not say no to it? So this is a great and easy way to find a home or a listing to do an open house in. I have done open houses in new construction homes that are not even finished, because I will go in and I'll talk to a builder salesperson and they'll tell me, yeah, you know what, Smita, we have this home that's coming up. It's not ready yet. The flooring is ready, but the appliances are not in. It's not going to be ready for the next month or so. So what? As long as there's a flooring there and I can show the home, I'm going to do it. So it's very important to be intentional. And when you go and talk to the builder salesperson, come to them from a place of value, because as we're going to talk about the structure, you'll see all the different components that you can offer to them. But when you tell them, I will help you sell your inventory home, you will be able to get that listing. The third is to reach out to every single listing agent that has a home in the area and email them on a Monday, on a Tuesday. Make sure that you email them and you tell them that this is for them. Hey, you have a listing that's in this particular area, and this upcoming weekend, if you're not able to do an open house, I would be happy to host it for you. There have been many, many listings that I have had that I have given away open houses, because as a single agent, I may have 4 different listings in 4 different areas, and I cannot do an open house in all the areas at the same time. So when people reach out to me, immediately I'm like, yes, absolutely. Please go and do an open house here. So you may feel hesitant to reach out to a listing agent. Maybe if the price range is a little bit higher, do not. Because if you don't reach out to them, either somebody else will, or you're missing out an opportunity to do an open house. So reach out, make a list every Monday, every Wednesday in our area. Typically, new listings will come up every Wednesday. Every Wednesday, when I started out in the business, I would go in Wednesday and Thursday, look at all the brand new listings, reach out to the agent. Now, here's another trick. When it is a brand new listing, the listing agent wants to do that open house on his own or her own. Done? Yes. But if a listing has been in the market for at least 2 or 3 weeks, now the listing agent either has somebody else that, or they have another listing that's coming up, or they're busy, or they're just bored and they don't want to do the same open house again. There you go. That's your gold right there. So 2 weeks into a listing, you'll start seeing those open houses tapering off. You go in and get that opportunity. So make sure so in our area, new listings come up possibly Wednesday is when I go in. I will make a list of all the new listings. I will make a list of all the listing agents, reach out to them, text them, remind them every day. By Friday or Thursday, if I don't see that the open house is having a listing, if the listing is having an open house, I will reach out to them and say, hey, I'm available Saturday 3 to 5 and Sunday 3 to 5 or 2 to 5, and I would love to host an open house for you. I've had several opportunities come my way when I was just starting out by these 3 things. So I'll summarize for you really quick. Pick an area and pick a price range. This is critical because you're going to be able to help to build your business up by doing this. New construction inventory home. You're building a relationship with the builder salesperson and you're helping them out. Number 3, reach out to every listing agent in that area. And the secret sauce is maybe about 2 weeks into the listing because they don't want to do an open house there anymore. You come in and you help them out. Now, let's talk about this. This is like the meat and potatoes of it all, the roadmap of an effective open house. So we decided what area we're going to do. We've picked our price range. We talked to a listing agent, and we're going to do an open house this weekend. Now, in terms of timing, I typically will do at least 2 or 3 hours. So on a Saturday and Sunday, my sweet spot in our area is 3 to 5, because that's when they're done with on a Sunday, they're done with church, they're done with lunch, they're getting ready to go out. On Saturday, typically the kids' activities are in the morning, so that 3 to 5 is a sweet spot. I have done open houses in the mornings, 12 to 2. I've done it 10 o'clock. I've done it late at night. None of them to me have been super effective. Does it work? Absolutely, yes. But for me, the sweet spot is always at 3 to 5 on a Saturday and a Sunday. Now let's talk about open house signs. So we've decided that this is the listing that I'm going to do an open house in, and I'm going to do it on Saturday and Sunday from 3 to 5. Now, what am I going to do to prepare for this? Number one, open house signs. My open house sign, and I will tell you that I feel like this has been the biggest game changer. I have my face planted on my open house sign, and I have directional signs. Every open house that I do, I will put out at least 50 to 20 open house signs. Yes, you might think it's excessive, but guys, it works. I will tell you why. Because when I put out 15 to 20 open house signs, I will put it out at every intersection coming into the home, every road that's coming into that home and in front of the home. But think about it, 15 to 20 signs. When people are driving in the busy intersections and they're stopping at the red light, I have a nice big picture that you saw right here in the pink sitting on my open house sign. And when they see that sign, my picture is straight up. Trust me, when they see it every weekend, because I have picked an area and I have decided I'm going to do 40 weeks of open houses in that area, 40 Sundays, 40 Saturdays, so 80 days, they're going to see my face planted in the center of that intersection. And trust me, I have gotten calls from people that will tell me, hey, Smita, are you not doing an open house today? Because now they're just so used to seeing me do an open house every weekend. In fact, it's so funny because some of my social activities, when I have friends that will call me for lunch, they'll say, oh, yeah, you know what? You may not be able to make it because you have an open house, right? And I'm like, no, I will be there. But it just becomes so when you put your exposure, when you put your face out there, it just becomes synonymous with you, weekends, open houses, real estate expert. So make sure you have 15 to 20 open houses. When I first started doing open houses my first year, I would be out there in the heat putting my signs up. I have had people stop their cars and ask me real estate questions. It has happened to me. Now, I do hire a person, a college student. I pay them for an hour. They will go put up signs. And when I'm done, they will go take them off. So it's easier for me to do it that way. But at the moment, if you're just starting out, you do it on your own because you will know exactly what works. Now, how do I know that open house signs work? When people walk into my open house, I ask them, or they will tell me themselves, oh, I saw your sign. That's why I walked in. So open house signs absolutely work. Critical. Number one, as many signs as you can put out. Make sure your face, your phone number is planted on the open house signs. I do love directional signs a lot because it's just not generic saying, oh, there's an open house. I have signs that are pointing straight up, pointing to the right, and that way I can put directional signs, which really help out. Now, let's talk about this. I have an open house Saturday and Sunday, 3 to 5. I went ahead, took the time, put out 15 to 20 signs. Now, I'm just going to go there and sit in my open house? No. What I do at least 2 to 3 hours prior to my open house is build arounds. What that means is that in my area, even if I'm doing an open house for a resale home, I will walk to new construction communities, all the communities around. I will go there and I will personally get sheets of inventory or sheets of their floor plans, their base prices, everything that I can gather, all the information, I will have it with me and I will study it. Here's the reason why. Because what am I doing? When somebody walks into my open house, I am not selling them the home. I am building a pipeline. And the only way I can build a pipeline is by demonstrating expertise. And I can demonstrate expertise by showing them that I know everything about all the homes that are in the area. And I'll do a quick role play when they walk in. But it's so important because if I know exactly which floor plan that I'm doing an open house in, or what the floor plan is of the open house that I'm doing, and I know all the floor plans being built, and I know what the base prices are, I know what they're selling at right now, I know what the inventory is. When someone walks in, I can tell them, hey, I know you're wanting to sell, because if somebody walks in and says, yeah, I like this house, but maybe I'm going to go build a new home. Well, that new home might take a year, and the price of that new home is way beyond what you're paying over here. So I have information, I have value to give to them because I am the expert. Builder rounds are game changers. Again, if there are no open houses around you, you can do the same with resale homes. Go walk the other resale homes. Go find other homes in the area that sold recently. If you have knowledge about the area, you are the authority of that area, and you can demonstrate it to the prospects that are walking in. The third thing is area expert. This is critical. People buy homes, yes, of course, for the home itself, but also for the area that they're in. And the reason why, and if you are the area expert, when they walk in, if you know exactly which amenity is close by, or which highway is close by, what restaurants are in the area, what events are happening in that area, what the tax rate is of this section, and what the tax rate is of the next section, when that whole section was built, and were there any issues that happened, are there any rezoning, or what are the schools that are zoned to that area, how are the schools ranked in that area. So if you know exactly everything about that area, you are the area expert. And mark my words, when people walk into an open house, they are walking in because that's the area that they want to live in. The third thing or fourth thing is the most important. I keep saying that for everything, but they're all most important. But put together, it is a game-changing way to build your pipeline, guys. But building a connection. When somebody walks in, so I'm going to do a quick role play as if there's somebody walking in. When I walk into my open house, by the way, when I walk into my open house, when I do host an open house, I do not have extra frivolous things. For example, I only have bottles of water. I don't have anything else. I have no cookies. I have nothing extra because I don't care about what's around. I want them to focus on me. So, so in terms of the low or no cost and the ease of doing, guys, simple is scalable. So this particular lead generation pillar needs to be as simple as it can be, because then you can scale it. The only way I was able to do 40, 50, 60 weekends of open houses was because it was easy for me. I had a system, which I'm sharing with you right now, and I did not make it hard. I didn't have to go find balloons or flags or water bottles or cookies, none of those. I made it simple. And what I'm bringing to the table is me and my expertise. So when a person walks in, I'm not going to say, hey, welcome to my open house, and let me tell you a little bit about the house. No, because they can find that house and the details of that house in the MLS. I am not here to tell them that this house has 5 bedrooms or 3 baths or whatever it is. That's not my priority. What I'm here to tell them, or what I'm here to do, is build that connection. So when they're walking in, I ask them, this is my standard question. I will ask them, hey, there you go, I forgot now, but what brings you into my open house today? Simple. Hey, what brings you into my open house today? And they'll say, well, we're looking for a home. Awesome. What kind of home are you looking for? Actually, no, even before that, which area are you looking for? Are you looking in this area? Yes, obviously, because that's the area they're in. Or they'll say, yeah, we're considering area A or area B. Wonderful. So tell me, in a home, what's important to you? Do you need 2 bedrooms down? Well, yeah, no, we do need 2 bedrooms down, or we don't. The point of this is engagement. Ask them questions. You are in control of the conversation. On the flip side of it, if they walk in and you say, hey, welcome to my open house, and let me tell you a little bit about the house. And they'll say, yeah, sure. Well, this house was built in 2013. It has 4 bedrooms, 5 bath, or 5 bedrooms, 4 bath, and a game room and a media room. They'll say, oh, great, thank you. I will walk around and we'll ask you if there are any questions. Open and shut. There is no way for you to have a conversation with them. Again, remember, you're not there to sell the home. The specs of the home can be found in the MLS. You are there to build a connection. So when they're coming in, have a conversation with them. Ask them questions. Do you have kids? What grades are they in? Do you know about the schools? Would you like me to tell you about the schools? Because I'm the area expert. Well, let me tell you that this particular home is going to be rezoned. Would you like to hear about it? Everybody wants information. Everybody wants to know what they don't know, or whatever your expertise is in that area. Did you know that this particular area has activities on Saturdays and they have a jazz instructor that comes in? Oh, wow. Well, tell me more. So make sure that when a person walks in, you are not a tour guide. You are not there to give them a tour of the home. You are an authority, and you're there to tell them why this particular area is good for them, or maybe not. So get to know them, get to know their needs. I have had people walk into my open house and give their whole life history. They will tell me everything. And you know what I'm doing? The only thing at that time I do is ask their name. At this point, I'm not asking them to sign in. I am building a connection without being overbearing. As soon as they walk in, if I say, hey, can you please sign into my open house? Sure. No. But what I'm doing is talking to them and engaging with them with an intention to get to know them. And as soon as they walk in and they say, okay, you know what? I have a kid in high school, and this is the high school that I'm looking for. Oh, okay, that's great. But this particular home is not zoned to that high school. So let me tell you, this home that's coming up in the market is zoned to it. Do you have time this evening or on Monday at 4:00? And I can share with you exactly what's going on with the rezoning, or all the homes that are not on the market yet that I know that are coming up, and I can share it with you on Monday. So what did I do right there? All I'm doing, my objective is to get a buyer's consultation appointment. That's it. So when somebody walks in, I'm building a relationship with them. I am the authority, so I'm demonstrating my authority, and my objective is to get a buyer consultation appointment. Simple. I'm not there to sell the home. I'm not there to tell them that I'm the best real estate agent there and they should work with me and why. No, I'm only going to give them the information that is pertinent to them. Now, this is what I call the VAB formula: the visibility, authority, and brand. What that means is, when I'm talking about visibility, this formula is everything that is online is what you do in person. So visibility is having your open house signs everywhere, all the time, in that area, every weekend. Do it, even if your time permits, just do it one day a weekend. Do it on a Saturday, but do it every Saturday for the next 60 weekends. And trust me, people will know you. The first person they will call is you. A is authority, and you only build authority by demonstrating it. In the social media world, it's all about content, right? In real life, when somebody walks in, that authority comes with homework. So when you're doing your build arounds, when you're doing your area expertise, you really know it. You hone in on that area, and you're able to talk about it, so that when somebody walks in, you tell them, oh, this is what your needs are. This home is not going to fit your criteria. Let me show you another home that fits your criteria. And eventually you will build a brand to be known as the expert of that area. So remember this VAB formula. And the objective of someone that walks into an open house is to get a buyer's consultation. Sometimes I've had buyers that have come in and said, oh, you know what? We are ready to sign a buyer's rep with you. Let's do it. And we want to start seeing homes tomorrow. Sure. But when I have you sign the buyer's rep, I'm going to sit with you for 30 minutes on Zoom and explain to you my services, because I don't want to skip that buyer's consultation. But my objective for an open house is to build my pipeline. And as I'm building, to get them to come to a buyer consultation so I can get a buyer's rep and I can start showing them homes. So let's talk social media. I know everybody talks about social media. I will tell you how I do it, and it has worked for me fantastically. I do not publicize my open houses on social media prior. Even if I do, I have done it sometimes. It really has, I don't see an ROI from it. Yes, I'll put it, I'm having an open house, but that doesn't really matter. I wish I could show you a video. I can't. But I took some screenshots from my personal Facebook page. And when I go into an open house, I will make it a point to, when I go into an open house, I will make it a point to do a video. And when I do a video, this is raw video. I have my phone and I will do a video of the home. I talk about the features that I like. I'm not going to talk about the whole house. And when I post it on social media, I'm not giving them the address. I don't. I'm just giving them the features of that house and the price point, the area, so that they know that I'm the expert in that area. And if they have questions, they can reach out to me. I've had several people reach out to me and say, oh, Smita, that open house that you did, where was that? Tell me more. Now what's happening? They're calling me. Does that mean that they are interested in that home? Maybe not. But does that mean that's my in to make a connection with them on the phone? Absolutely, yes. So it's very important for you to have an objective of what you're posting as well. Because if you go in there and you post your address and you post everything out there, there's no reason for them to call you. So make sure that you don't post that, but post your phone number and have them call you, and you have an in to build that connection. Now let's talk about, so you did the, you structured your open house, you've done the open house, and now let's talk about nurturing the leads that have come into your open house. So the first thing is, of course, make your personalized video at the open house. Like I said, every time I do an open house, I do a video. I've had several people call me. I know now they're prospects that they're looking for something, at least in that area, or an investment home or something or the other. Now, there's been a lot of times when at the open house itself, once you're done, and say, for example, you have 30 to 40 minutes at the end and there's nobody in there, that's a great time to go in there and do a video message, send a video message to the people that have walked into your open house. So this is a great time to make use of the time when they're not in there. And everybody that has come in, you've made that connection with them. You have their name and phone number. Do a quick video call or video message and send it to them. I still remember from my earlier days, I would send them video messages, and I still have them. When I scroll back into my text messages, I can see the old video messages that I've sent them. And what it does is it reminds them of you, because your face is on it, and you've built that connection. So they're going to, when they are ready to reach out or they have questions, they're going to remember you because you sent them that video message, which is different from, or which sets you apart from other people that have not. Now, the key to getting them, which I learned the hard way, getting them to respond to you is not by saying, oh, well, okay, when is a good time for me to talk to you? You need to be able to give them something for them to reach out to you. I have made this mistake very early on, and it took me a long time to learn this. But if you do not have a hook for them to reach out to you, you're one of the other 1,000 people that they know, 1,000 other agents that they know. So make sure that when you email them, and now because you made that connection, you've had that conversation with them, you know all the needs, what their needs are. When you email them or text message them, tell them, hey, Mr. So-and-so, I know that I have this home that's coming up in the market that suits your needs. Would you like to know more about it? Or would you like more information about it? Yeah, right. If it fits their needs perfectly, and it's out there and it's not on the market yet, and you're telling them that, hey, I know it's coming up. Would you like to have more information about it? They're going to reach out to you. So every time you reach out to them, make sure that you are giving them something that they don't know about, because that would be key. Instead of, and do your video messages, I've posted here exactly what to do on a Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. So make sure you look through it. And the key is, again, you're not there to sell the home. You are there to build a connection. Now, by Thursday, if they have not responded to you, put them in your drip campaign, put them in your CRM. In my CRM, I have prospects from open houses from 2 years ago that will still look at homes that are coming up in the market. So, and I will get notifications that so-and-so person has looked at this. Now, when you're having that connection, when you've made that connection with them, you have those copious notes that you've taken. So you know exactly what their criteria is. And when you put them in that drip campaign, make sure that it fits the homes that you are sending to them fit their criteria, because otherwise they're going to unsubscribe very quickly. All right, I am almost done and I think I'm out of time, but I hope this helped. I have structured for you exactly what you need to do to get the listings, how to get the listings, and how you need to be intentional about it, what your roadmap is when somebody walks in. It's important. Key takeaway, your goal is to build a connection. Your goal is to get them into a pipeline and get them, and the objective is to get a buyer consultation. And I've shared with you the follow-up system, exactly what you need to do in terms of your video message, in terms of your email, what you need to give to them. And guys, this really works. I have built my business on open houses. I am a testament to it. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I do an open house boot camp as well. If you'd like to be a part of it, reach out to me. My email is right there and my phone number.